Assalamu alaikum, Mahapa Kutme here, FRL Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Hello and welcome everyone to the FRL Abu Dhabi Grand Prix round 9 of season 6. I am Avogadro the Raven. Joined with me in the commentary box I have Nexi, and in race control I have Pridus as well. We are about to start qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here at Yas Marina Circuit. Brilliant circuit of 16 turns. If you go to any other circuit nowadays, it'd probably say there's about 30 odd. But 16 here, quite generous. It's had some modifications in the past 2 or 3 years. We've changed sector 3. We've got a now sweeping turn at turn 9. We've got rid of the chicane between sectors 1 and 2 before you hit what is now turn 5, the first DRS section. And it's a bit nicer around sector 3 as well. So faster lap times than before. I've raced on this twice, and I have been DNF behind a safety car twice. So yeah, that's why I'm not racing today. What are your thoughts, Nexi?
Indeed, it is going to be a crucial race here for a very tight championship lead. Lenny leading Corvix 138 to 140-31, and qualifying here is going to be quite tricky. A lot of curbs that are very unforgiving with the track limits here. You go a little bit over, and your lap's done. One and done. You need to be right on the edge, but you need to still be careful. And you need to find that time wherever you can. You need to be careful in sector 3 as the tires start to, or sorry, excuse me, turn 3 as the tires start to wear. Depending on your setup, the weight transfer from a fast left-hander to a fast right-hander can get very unstable on the car, can tend to spin it out. I know John in the Mercedes was complaining about that throughout the practice session that was held right before this. We have to be careful with the pit entry as well. The pit entry is very picky when it comes to its track limits. It's and well, if you get spun out in that pit exit line, it is a very long, very weird, very tight pit exit, and there are cases of teleporting back onto the track. You need to be careful in the racing line there in case something happens in the pit exit. Lap times I will expect to be in the low 120s for our pole. We'll see what we are able to get.
Indeed. So we've already got some cars out on track, about half the field at the moment. The Aston Martin of Skylar was the first person to come out onto the track, but has let the 2 Alpines past. So it looks like we're going to have Random or Van Globby be the first car to start a timed lap.
Indeed, there is
And
a Red Bull coming out. I'm going to take a guess that it's Sierra. No, it
right,
isn't.
so
It's Lenny coming out right now of the tunnel. There is a Merc out. That is John. Here we go. Qualifying's underway. 2 Alpines. Gonna be around that hairpin. That is turn 5, I believe.
turn 5 is the the hairpin here, coming up to the Red Bull of Lenny, getting way out of the way. You have to sort of stick in the middle of this DRS straight here because you do lose a lane or two on the outside of the circuit, so that's why they're not all the way right up to the edge as they go along there. Quick right left through this tight chicane, and then you've got another DRS activation point here, all the way around to turn 9, which is now it's got a slight bank on it. You probably don't realise that as you go around the circuit, but it's yeah, there's definitely banking there. You could definitely carry a bit more speed through it, and definitely more than before. Coming into sector 3.
These used to be more angular, but they were opened up a little bit, and now this sector has a good flow to it. That's Rando getting a little loose.
Bit of a correction through turn 13 there.
Indeed, that is the tricky set of corners. You want to be on the throttle as much as you can, but you don't want to walk the car out wide. You don't want to lose that rear grip. Remember, tire grip is a function of your steering, your throttle, and your braking. And you're going to have a lot of steering through that section, but you also want to feather the throttle ever so slightly to get the most speed through that section. But of course, a little too much throttle with a little too much steering, and your rears are gone.
Okay, we have Lenny, who's probably going to be one of the top contenders for pole today. Not like anyone else is out of the question, but of course Lenny will be one of the more likely candidates for it. Just starting their hot lap now, unless they're doing another build-up lap. Coming around turn 5 right now, keeping it tidy. Try and follow that blue line. Getting DRS off of his teammate Syrah, who hopefully get out of the way before coming into the chicane. He does. Very last minute. On it into the back there. Nice and tidy through turn 6. Nice and tidy on the exit of turn 7 as well. No corrections or anything. We've got yellow flags in sector 2. It all seems to be clear before Lenny gets there.
Got disconnected.
You got
past this sector 2, of course, at the moment for Lenny. Have a yellow flag again. It seems like one of the Alpines getting out of the way for the Aston Martin under the hotel. Might be running out of fuel. Much tidier through the under the hotel there.
Yeah, you can really see just how much speed you can carry through that section too as Lenny crosses the line. 1:22.3 beating out Drake, that lead Alpine by about a second.
Nice tidy lap, I say.
Yep. They were definitely playing slipstream games over there with the two Alpines. Or sorry, not the
Knowing
two
those
Alpines,
two,
the two
it's
Red
probably
Bulls.
knowing those two, that was probably planned, and Syrah definitely went out there late.
Oh yeah.
In order to give the slipstream, almost for certain. I wouldn't be surprised if Lenny will try and return the favour, although he's a little bit far off at the moment.
Yeah, and there is Corvix going out on an out lap. Corvix has had all but, I believe, 2 pole positions in this season right now. Very, very quick in 1 lap
But the points are awarded in the race. So if you're there and hanging around the front, and you make the race good, then you will be getting points. You're not going to get any points for pole position here. And it seems like John was just on his hot lap, and he's come in after the cool down lap.
Yeah,
my bad.
that was an in lap. Yep. Little couple of slip ups, but that's all right. As Lenny on his way in, we'll see what Sierra's got in the tank. Oh, he has an invalidated lap in the tank.
That's not good. We've got about just under 11 minutes left. I'm sure he'll have enough time to get back out there again and do another lap. If there's any incidents, though, in this session, there's not going to be any red flags or anything. So it will just continue going. You're not going to be impeded for it.
Oh yeah, no worries with that.
Don't need to worry about doing a banker lap here.
No, though.
As Leo begins his fast lap.
Sierra stayed out, so he fueled up to have another go. I think he just knew that he might want to have that extra bit in the tank, as maybe sets a 123.1, barely beating out the lead Alpine of Drake. Random 126.7 is very far in the back, and then we have Lynx, a 127 flat. Lynx in our Discord as well. You may refer to him as. We do have Leo yet set a lap.
He's currently on his lap at the moment. He's coming up to the fast turn 9. Just touching the the apex on the entry there. Nice and tidy on the exit. See how well he does through this hotel section. Didn't quite touch the apex there at turn 12.
There, ooh, little curb. You can see from the car lifting up. That is a bit of a banked curb. You eat too much of that, and you upset your run through that section. It's a very sensitive sector, really. And I know Leo
Goes second with a 122.6. I think there's a few temps still left on the table there.
Indeed. I know Leo does also tend to set up his cars with higher downforce, so Sector 3, if you're expecting any gains, that's where you'll find it. Corvix sets pole position right now, provisionally, a 122.302. Not quite as large of a gap as he may want. That is still very much under threat from the Red Bull, who has been putting in the work right now to get that championship leader spots. I know a lot of people before the season started saw Corvix as a championship favorite, and he is in that race. He's still a handful of points back. But
he has let some of the demons in and has made a few errors in the past few races. It's not something that we've seen from him for quite a long time, if at all. It's a bit unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure he'll be ruining those mistakes and be hoping to sort of claw back as much as he can right now to get back to the top of the top of the time points again. Only 7 points adrift with 4 wins in hand.
indeed, it is a very strong campaign right now, but a couple woes when dealing with traffic, especially after a pit stop in that phase. Or just getting tangled up in early on incidents. If he could tidy up, then the championship will almost surely be his, but we'll have to see what he's able to do this race. Abu Dhabi, you have a lot
I think
more
Leo's going again.
Oh, there you go.
Few drivers seem to have fueled up for more than one lap.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has the battery to make this work, as Sierra's internet is Sierra's internet.
I'm inviting him.
Right now, Leo going through Sector 2 right now. BRS flap is open. You want to brake at about the 20. Very nice. Doesn't take too much curb on that chicane. That curb is also elevated, has a bit of a sausage in the middle. You eat too much of it, and your car is not very happy with you. It upsets. These are ground effect cars. You want a stable underfloor.
And stay away from the sausages.
Indeed. Not very good for your underbody. There's Leo now going a little bit almost, but keeps it pinned. Is able to keep the throttle going. Little bit of brake. You want to get on the power right before that apex.
And he goes fastest.
That is a provisional pole time and a statement time from Leo right now. Faster than Corvix by a tenth of a second. 122.1. He has not had a pole position yet this year. We'll see what he is able to do. If that is good enough.
It was on older tyres as well. I imagine he's going to come in this lap, and he will fuel up with less fuel this time. Put on a new set of tyres, and we'll try and go again. Because Corvix and Lenny are going to respond to this. They are going to. I can almost guarantee that they are going to go faster than that 122.1 that Leo has set. But Leo will have something to answer for it. Corvix came in after doing one lap, unlike Lenny and Leo.
Yeah, and
So
Lenny,
they had more fuel in their car when they did those laps.
Lenny sets a 122.318. Not quite able to find the 10th that he needs to get that pole time. We'll see what Corvix has in the tank if he wants to go out. He is going to be waiting as long as he can for the track evolution to kick in. You get more...
This is quite peculiar. We've got yellow flags through Sector 3 with Leo going rather slow, probably out of fuel. But we had Lazarus, who was, I think, on a hot lap. I'm not entirely sure. Kamaru, the other Alfa Romeo. And I don't know whether he was on a hot lap or not, because he seemed to be going quite quick and catching up to Leo going into turn 9. and did look a little bit impeded.
Yeah, could have a case of impeding, could have a case of just being quicker on the in lap. I know we saw that with the Alpines getting past Skylar at the start. They just were going fast outside of the Flyers. We'll see.
We'll see what the result of that is afterwards.
Yep, Jinx is going to be going for an out lap in a few moments' time. We do have. It looks like
We just had a very good example of the invalidation glitch on pit in. Spectating Lenny, who's just come into the pits, invalidate his lap on pit entry. So hopefully we don't have too much of that during the race, because that will cause some issues.
Hopefully, because with racing like this, the less the stewards have to get involved, the better, really, for everyone right now. Reaper's not set a time. The reserve driver driving for the Williams team right now.
I don't think he has a quali ban. I think the only person close to that at the moment is in fact Corvic, so I think he's 1 point away. So
Yeah.
hopefully we will see Reaper come out.
I think it's a strategy that last race pure.
But otherwise, at the moment, we
Well,
have
gives
both
me the
Ferraris
points.
and we have Random on the circuit as well.
Oh, here come the cars now. With about 2
Just
minutes
over
20
2
left.
minutes to go.
Yep. This is about the time where you do want to be coming out if you want to push it as late as you can. It's going to be a Red Bull last. There's an Alpine stuck. Appears to be random. Oh, and he's broken his wing. He's got to let this gaggle of cars through. Corvic's giving plenty of space. Whole bunch
Seems like AlphaTauri Wolf as well has let everyone pass despite being the first one out of the pits. Although he's now re-overtaking everyone who's moved to the inside of the circuit.
Yeah.
It seemed like the Mercedes was cutting back across ATW there.
Yeah, everybody jockeying for position. Who is the lead Mercedes? That is Leo, who is assuredly faster than ATW. So we are going to have a bit of an interesting track position game. Yep, Leo and John are both slowing down to get base to do their flying laps in. Then there's going to be Skylar. Then we have an Alpine of Random who's going to be coming into the pits. We got a Red Bull, a McLaren, and then another Red Bull. And then we have the Ferrari on the cooldown lap behind. That was Jinx getting into the 125s. Very respectable. He is on his rookie campaign. That's almost threatening the back of the Aston Martin.
Leo is on provisional pole at the moment and is starting his last hot lap with the Mercedes of John Elvis behind.
Indeed, Leo should pull away from John just based on the current quali pace, so John will have plenty of room. Skylar will have room himself. Then we have 2 Red Bulls. And then it'll
Purple
be
sector 1 for Leo.
Indeed. After that, we have a Ferrari. I think that is Jinx on a cooldown lap. We have Mavie, who is going to be crossing the line first to set his flying time, as the checkered flag is out right now. And then it'll be Adrake crossing the line, and then Kimaru in the Sauber. Kimaru was pretty quick on the out lap. We'll see how much that affects the tire wear. Mavie has no improvement. He finishes with 123.1. Adrake's looking at some improvement here. He gets a 122.7. Very good time for the Alpine right there. We have a
We're just about to have Leo come across the line.
Yep. Very slight improvement by less than a tenth. Here comes Leo. No improvement. John 123 flat.
Let's have Lenny come across the line. I think this might be some improvement. He does. He goes provisional pole.
Yeah, 122, 102, but Corvix is also improving right now. 121,
And he's pole.
Are you kidding me? Where did that come from?
It came from the slipstream. That's where I tell you came from. The last person across the line with the best track evolution, and of course the slipstream from the 2 Red Bulls ahead.
Indeed.
And it seems like Lynx has invalidated his lap, so we're not going to see any improvement here. This is going to be your starting grid for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Indeed. What a time. What a statement time. Get back that pole position, just finding those extra temps from that track evolution, from a little bit of a toe.
Of course, you don't want to be too close to the car ahead, because around the corners around here, you're going to suffer. But on those long straights, especially either side of, well, during each DRS zone, either side of turns 6 and 7, you want to have that slipstream because it will give you many, many tenths.
Indeed, it's what Sierra tried to give Lenny on the first run, and Lenny did have a little bit of, well, not as much. Sierra had a little bit of it that time. Sierra is second on the second row right there with a 122.5, but Corvix is our pole man right now. His 7th of the season. Very impressive quality time from the American. And then it's 2 Germans and a Welshman.
Well, it's Cornish, really. And then we have A. Drake, a Portuguese driver in the Alpine, and then John Elvis joining him alongside on the 3rd row of the grid in the Mercedes. Then we have Mavi in the Ferrari and ATW in the Alfa Romeo on row 4. In row 5 we have Skyler in the Aston Martin and the other Ferrari of Lynx. And then at the back of the grid on row 7 we have Random and Reaper in the Alpine and Williams. The Williams did not set a time in that session.
I don't even think he came out of the pits at all in that session. Just, I think, choosing to start from the back of the grid, which sometimes can happen. Sometimes it can be an alright idea for a rookie to just be like, yep, don't worry about it. Maybe
yeah, but it's good
a little
also.
bit of chaos.
It's also good as well to get out in qualifying and just put in a few laps. Do that a little bit of extra practice, because even if you did the practice before this qualifying session, you've been sat there doing nothing for the past 18 minutes or so, and you're not doing anything. But everyone else, they're going around the circuit, they're hitting their brake points, they're kissing the curbs, they're minding the walls. They are still practicing, even though they are pushing to the limit in qualifying.
Indeed. We do have 29 laps ahead of us. What do you think about the strategy here, Avo? I know you're a little bit more familiar with the race talks going on right now.
You say that. Unfortunately, Pirelli haven't given me the list of tyre strategies here. But it's a very slow pit lane here, especially with the pit lane exit, swapping sides of the circuit as it goes under with the unusual tunnel that I don't think in Formula One we've ever seen any instance in, but I think we have in F2 recently. I don't think many people will want to do two stops here. I can foresee either a hard medium or a medium hard. If we get the safety car, which I think is quite likely around here, especially in sector 3 with the tight, twisty and very close walls under the hotel, I think we can see a safety car, and that will push people towards thinking of a 2-stop race. But outside of that, the optimal strategy surely is a 1-stop.
Indeed, I do agree. I know, actually, this is just going to be kind of what I've been listening to recently in terms of this. I know Jarno Otmir favors the hard medium strategy here, the alternate strategy. And what you
I think before the broadcast as well, we heard from Lenny, and he was saying about how unusual it was that he actually enjoyed racing on the hard tyres here today. I don't know if that was just a false flag or something, and he's actually going to go onto a 2-stop and never touch the hards. But I think he was being quite genuine. I think we will see a lot of people opt for the hards, go long. I think it'll be quite enjoyable.
Yeah, I can see even somebody starting on mediums going hards if there's an early safety car and just seeing how far they can go. I am quite a
Almost
fan of the
certainly.
gamble.
Actually, I retract my statement. I think there will be a couple of people who will still try and do the two-stop. Skylar loves a two-stop. Or if he doesn't do a two-stop, he will prepare himself in a way that he will go into there doing a two-stop, and if things don't unfold that well, he will then pivot and then do a one-stop. I can see him. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him start on the soft tires and then go on to the medium later on. And I think he will try and make that medium stint go as long as possible. See where he is in the pack, see if there's a safety car, and maybe go to the end on those mediums.
Well, our speculation is going to be over. We'll find out. Yeah, you got it. Skylar on the soft, Sierra on the soft tire as well, though.
And we've got the two cars at the back, Random and Reaper, both on the hard compound tyres. So it's pretty much what I expected, to be honest. Sierra, he's quite unusual in strategy, but when you're that high up, and because like they are the closest teammates here. I don't think anyone else is within 3 places of their teammate, so they don't want to double stack. They want to sort of change their strategies. Syrah could go on to win this race depending on what happens with safety cars and whatnot. So go early, try and pit early on the softs. Maybe try and catch everyone off guard and go onto the hards afterwards. If you can extend that soft stint long enough.
Indeed. It might give you the launch and the track position to get by to Mercedes. Red Bull currently leading the Constructors' Championship, and it's not really particularly close right now. It could just be another notch in the cap.
Do you want to run through our starting order, Nixie?
Indeed, our first row. Corvix leads Lenny after a superb qualifying time, and then on the second row, Mercedes of Leo in a Red Bull sandwich. Zero joins him on the second row with a pretty nice start. Our third row is led by the Alpine of A. Drake, followed by the second Mercedes of John, an alright qualifying performance from both of them. We had the lead Ferrari of Mavie, who is down P7, a little bit lower than he seems to punch usually. And then the Soul Salver today of Kimaru, also known as AT Wolf, in P8. We have Skylar leading off row 5 of P9, finishing off a tight in the middle of a tight campaign at the back of the grid between the Aston Martins and the Saubers. And then it's going to be Jinx, the second Ferrari in his rookie campaign here in P10. Out of the points right now is our second Alpine of Random, also on a rookie campaign. And Reaper, a reserve driver, coming on in for the Williams today. Both of them opting for the hard compound tires in row 6.
My God, look at where he's pointing that car. Lenny is pointing that car directly at Corvix.
Oh.
With any more angle, he will be sideways on the grid in his grid spot.
Yep, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. FRL's gonna be away at Abu Dhabi, and Lenny's gonna be cutting hard to the inside, but Corvix had a great launch. Lenny tucks it behind. Sierra gets a launch that puts him side by side with Leo right here. There's some movement in the back of the grid as Reaper's gotten up the P9. Skylar pulling down the P10. Link's in the P11.
We've got cars off the track. John's gone off the track.
John was very wide into turn 3 there. Looks like he might have been pushed off as the cars are now jockeying for position. Sierra is up into the podium positions right now at P3. The soft tires work it out. He had a very long battle. There's some 2-wide action going on back behind us. Navy's gotten up at the P6. Kimaru is holding P7. Reaper, beautifully well done to get up at the P8. Skylar's back at P9. Now Kimaru and Reaper are fighting through the hairpin. Reaper going on to the
yellow
outside
flags
line.
already.
We have yellow flags. That's a Ferrari back there, and I think that's Jinx. I can't quite tell what has happened. He might have just gone off. I cannot quite tell if there is wing damage. It looks like it was just a little bit of a spin right now. Aston Martin and the Mercedes are side by side. Two Mercedes-powered cars, but John gets through. Does Skylar have anything left on those soft tires? We'll see what he can do right now as the laps begin to tick away. But Corvix has gotten a second of a gap on Lenny right now. 127 flat is the time he gets. That's second.
He won't have
That's second.
the Red Bulls won't have DRS yet. We will have to wait, I think, 2 more laps before they activate DRS.
That is why it is very crucial that Corvix is as far up the road as he is right now. He needs to hold that up until lap 3 is when the DRS gets activated. Maybe Lenny is going to be saving up his battery for that, to make that push right now. Sierra, though, holding on very tight to the back of his teammate. He will have DRS to help him defend. Lenny trying to keep it within a second. If Corvix can pull out that second gap, that is crucial. He can unleash his pace. But if Lenny's able to keep up, then it will be a tight fight for the win of this Grand Prix here in Abu Dhabi. Further back, we do have John and Skylar beginning to have a little bit of a fight. Skylar with the soft 10 right now. Those soft will wear a little bit quicker than the medium tires that John is on, so that advantage will melt away. But Skylar will get DRS to hopefully help him keep up for the Aston Martin team. We then have Random, who has fallen on back, and then Jinx, who is even further back after a spin on lap 1. And there's more yellow flags, and it's Jinx again.
Sierra couldn't have asked for a better start. He's managed to get past the Mercedes to gain himself a position, and he's on the soft compound tyre, so he needs to get past all the drivers in order to make the most use out of the soft compound to go on to something harder later on. Skylar, on the other hand, I believe he started in 9th position. He hasn't made up much ground. Everyone around him has moved about, but he is still in 9th position. He's still on the soft compound tyres. He needs to get past John as soon as possible, which he has done now. And he needs to get past ATW and Reaper, who's done extraordinarily well to get up into 7th position already. But he is on soft compound tyres, and he needs to make them work.
Yeah, that is an extraordinary start from Reaper to get by a bunch of cars just on softer compound tire. And as this race goes on, as the stint goes on, those tires will come to him. He will put himself into a nice position. And then if he's able to extend that first stint on the hard tires without interruption from a safety car, he will have a very big tire advantage going into the final laps of this race.
And we've just had John Elvis overtake Skylar once again in turn 9.
Yeah, these two are just kind of jostling back and forth for that P9 right now. Very good fighting between the two, but John is very far out of position for that Mercedes. He wanted to be up there right by fighting for P5.
I think Sierra went off the circuit briefly then on the exit of turn 1. I think the tyres might be going on that Red Bull, and I think that was a move. Leo looked like it went up wanted to go up the inside, but I think the Red Bull closed the door, missing the apex at turn 5. He does have DRS now, Leo, and if those tyres are going off on that Red Bull, I think we could see a move here.
Yeah, we have two things working against Sierra in the defensive 3rd position right now. One is the tire wear disadvantage, but the other, Sierra likes to set up his car with very low downforce. He likes to set it up for the straights. But that means there's going to be a lot more mechanical pressure on your tires in order to get traction out of corners. You're just going to have less traction out of corners as the stint goes on. That's another yellow.
We have another yellow flag again for Lynx, and it looks like Skylar's going to try and go around the outside of John at turn 9. He doesn't quite do it. He's going to try and go for the inside now. Doesn't quite make it either.
No.
Is he going to try and make a move into the hotel section?
Oh,
No.
Very brave. If you went for that. I think, for those of you familiar with F1 esports, you would know that corner very well. And the assorted dangers of going for a move right there, but currently, John still leads Skylar. But they are closing in too on Kimaru.
I think Sierra's going to be losing a place here. He's not hitting the apex again. Leo's got a better turn at turn 5. He's got the traction. He's got DRS. I think he's hook, line, and sinker here. He's along the inside. He's going to be inside for turn 6. I think that is good as done.
Indeed, as soon as he was alongside entering that braking zone, Leo has the better car for the corners. If you're Sierra,
will
you
have
know it's
DRS
over.
though.
Yeah, we'll see if he can shoot back. He will have a very good straight line speed.
He has a lot of straight line speed there in the Red Bull, but can't quite get alongside. I think he will just try and attach a hook to the back of the Ineos wing and just try and drag him along until he's ready to pit.
Indeed, that's probably going to be the best move for Sierra at this point, to just not lose the front pack. You need to stay within that pack if you want to put some pressure onto the leading 2 drivers. Maybe put yourself in a position to win this race, or at least help your teammate. And Sierra goes wide at the last turn. It's all just kind of coming undone for the Red Bull driver. The Dragon from Cornwall falling behind.
That was the risk going onto the soft compound tyres, as we are looking at the battle for P5 here at the moment. We've been looking at the front and we've been looking at the back, but here in the middle, these 3 drivers, Mavi, A-Drake and Reaper, have been so close together through these first 6 laps after the unravelling on turn 1. Slippage there.
Reaper's got a wing there. Reaper's
a bit of a correction from the Alpine. And it looks like we also might have a move to turn 1 for Lenny. Very close to the back of Corvix. That was a move. That was a great move from Reaper.
Indeed, gets it
DRS
right
pass.
alongside.
But he managed to make up the places already, and now he's going to be on the hunt to get past that Ferrari. I think we could see Reaper on the podium.
We very well could. He could punch himself up there. He is going to have the tire advantage at the end of the race if this stint's able to go on as long as it can. That tire advantage is huge, and he is showing he can carve his way through the field. What a good race from the Williams driver right now.
There's a lot of movement from Mavi with the Williams driver behind him.
Indeed it is.
I think we could even see a move into turn 1 here. No, he's backing off. He's backing off.
Yeah, turn 1's surprisingly hard to get a move done once we are in the full race pace here. You don't have DRS on that pit straight. Abu Dhabi's unusual for that. I think it is the only track where that is the case.
The Williams is very tight on its through sector 1. On its curbs. A little bit of a correction there actually on the exit of turn 5. I don't think there's going to be an overtake here, but if he's close enough after the chicane at the end of this straight, I think he'll have DRS and I think he'll be able to get past, but he's going to make the move now! He's gone up the inside! Is he going to be able to make the corner? He does. He stays on the circuit.
He has managed to stay on the circuit. Quite a lunge from the Williams there, but maybe we'll have a bit of a run back and DRS. We'll see if he has anything for it. He's 2 attempts away. That Williams' battery light is blinking. That means he is below 10% on the battery.
He was pushing a lot, coming from the back of the grid as well.
Indeed, he dumped his battery in these first 7 laps in order to make it work. But he is now up at the P5 and threatening up the front boys.
And we've got yellow flags coming. It's the Red Bull. The Red Bull. Lenny is in the wall.
Lenny in
He's just parked on the entrance for the pit lane, and I think he might have beached the back wheels. He's going to have to reset. He has. He was definitely beached there on the grass, so that should be allowed. But he has fallen all the way back to
John
position.
Spinning. John has spun as well, and Sierra's in the pits, getting off of those soft tires, and this race is a whole new direction, as this is a disaster for the championship leader right now. And McLaren, for all due respect, is going to be delighted seeing this. Still a long race to go, but Lenny has a lot of work to be done now to get on by. I don't think he is damaged, so there's still a lot that can happen in about 21 odd laps.
That's not what you wanted. When you're fighting for the championship right now at the top of your game with your rival starting on pole, breathing down your neck only 7 points apart, and whatever that incident was, that's not good. I wonder if it was
Indeed.
an incident with
Oh!
Corvix perhaps. They've been very close.
There was contact between Red Bull and Sauber through that turn. I don't think that was anyone's fault, really. Just a little bit of hard racing in the
Oh,
fastest
and John's gone
left-hander.
off!
John's
John's gone into the barrier at the exit of turn 6.
Yeah, he's managed to kick that car around, but those tires are going to be very angry with with John right now.
Bad day gone worse. He's still within the points. He's still going to be getting 1 point at the end of this if he makes it to the end. But wow, where did he start again? He started in 6th position, 5th or 6th position. Did he not?
Yeah, it was in.
And he's just tumbled down the order.
Indeed, he has. That is not good for any of them. As Razor is now side by side with Mavie once again.
And past Mavie as well in the podium positions. This is the guy that did not qualify, did not put a qualifying lap in, started last,
Is he doing
which
a
is 12th in this race,
first,
and he's
Shep?
already in the podium positions as we have another yellow flag again at turn 1. Looks like someone's trying to reverse their way out of it.
It's an Alpine. I think it's random. Indeed, it is random. This fight for what is currently 3rd, we'll see what ends up being in net, because remember, Reaper is on a different strategy. But at least right now, it's 3rd on track.
We need to keep an eye on Ciro because if he's already pitted, although he was on a soft compound tyres, we need to see what his times are like.
Did Sierra catching up to the Sauber? Gonna be within DRS. It shouldn't be that hard of a pass, but there is a little bit of a train currently behind the Aston Martin, who is extending that soft stint just seemingly as long as he can right now.
That was a bit of a weave from ATW in front of Ciro.
Maru just really desperately defending right now.
There's almost a collision there. Looks like Ciro's going to have the outside at turn 5. Does go much wider. He will probably cut back much better traction on the exit.
Yeah, Kamaru.
Interesting to see who had DRS there. And I don't think DRS is even activated, and he's got past the Aston Martin of Skylar already. Back up into 7th position. Only 1 place away from his teammate, who is yet to pit.
Indeed, those soft tires are starting to come apart for the Aston Martin right now. He's gonna have to pit soon. Probably onto medium tires. So we'll see how long he can extend that soft stint. If he gets a safety car, that'll be huge.
Oh, there's a collision!
Oh?
Mavi hit the wall underneath the hotel. Has survived, but lost a lot of position. He might have broken his wing because he's coming into the pit now.
He's in the pits. We'll see
if you just lack concentration on the exit there and you go wide, you are gonna be you're gonna recreate what Nicholas Latifi did and end up in the wall.
Yeah, very good to keep it going and to avoid the safety car at least, but
has certainly changed his front wing there. It'd be interesting to find out when he was intending to actually pit, and if that was when he was intending to pit, would have lost a few extra seconds. And Aston Martin have also pitted Skylar as well, skidding through the tunnel there underneath the circuit on pit exit. But we'll need to get those tyres warm again, as Lynx is also off.
Link's just not having a good feel for the car today. He's had several off moments and Corvix gets on by. It's not the best day for Ferrari right now, as the soft tires have been abandoned by our drivers for now. Skylar opting for the hard tire. So it does leave open the medium tire in the event of a safety car, but those hard tires should be able to get to the end if you stretch them.
It appears that the Red Bulls have decided to invert the cars. Lenny yet to pit. Ciro has just pitted. Lenny probably wants to pit. He just had a snap of oversteer or understeer or something along those lines, going to turn 12, completely losing the back of his teammate there.
Indeed, it makes sense to swap the cars, though. You're on two completely different races.
Lenny decides to stay out after struggling on the tyres. It looked like he's deciding to stay out and try and go as long as possible. Surely he'll be coming in soon and putting on the hard compound tyres.
Yeah. Truly what he needs right now is a safety car to get back into this, to just neutralize the grid, get everybody on the same page.
Well, with everyone so spread out now, I don't think there's going to be a safety car from a driver-on-driver collision, if anything, with the rate at some of these people going into the wall and stuff. If some people try and extend their stint long enough, I can definitely see someone go into the wall and bring out a safety car.
Indeed, I can see that one happening. I can see a lot of things happening, really. In terms of...
As we have Skylar try to make an overtake on John Elvis again, Skylar has just pitted and has got onto the hard compound tyres, which is interesting and unusual for him. And John, I can't remember if he has pitted or not, but of course these two are back at it again.
Ooh, we got Corvix pitting now. Corvix deciding to shoot
If
the
Leo
gun.
comes in
Leo's
as well.
also pitting.
Oh,
There's a
and
yellow
it seems
flag
like
for
we...
Ferrari.
Yeah, that looked quite scary from the onboard on Skylar, where it looked like John Elvis might have gone into the back of him. As we have Reaper, who again started from the back of the grid, did not put in a qualifying time, is now currently leading this race. Hasn't pitted yet, but is currently leading this race.
Indeed, the advantage, if you're Reaper, your advantage is coming from just how long you can stay out. Corvix emerges in P2.
Yeah, very, very close to Syrah, though. Syrah trying to do the undercut, and I think that the undercut worked, bar the fact that he was still a bit further behind when he came in. But the gap has closed right up already within a second, now half a second. The gap is closing. Is he going to try and make a move here into this turn, or is he going to try and stay behind, go through the chicane, and then get the second DRS zone?
Yeah.
Because, of course, if he emerges from the chicane in first out of these two, Corvix will then have the DRS.
Indeed. I know Sierra is going to want to try a move, though. These two have had a bit of beef going on. Bit of blows.
Yeah, let's not forget about Las Vegas. I think that's where the majority of Corvix's points have come from, his penalty points.
Indeed.
Similar kind of circuit, very close walls, glitzy hotels and stuff that we were just about to pass under. Could we see a repeat again?
We'll have to see. Corvix extends the gap so much in Sector 3. That's all
He is on newer tyres. He is on harder compound tyres though, as opposed to Syrah, who is on the mediums, which is interesting. I think Syrah might be trying to do a two-stop, because of course he was on the softs, he's gone onto the mediums very early. Everyone else that I've seen so far have gone from the mediums, or even the softs in the case of Skylar, onto the hards. They're probably trying to make it to the end. Is Syrah's two-stop strategy going to pay off?
We'll have to
I
see.
don't think it will.
No, like... You could just see with his setup, too, how far...
Oh, we got three close, and there's contact there between the Alpine and the Ferrari.
Indeed, and they're still going at it right now. That Ferrari trying to get his front wing alongside Adric. Mavi
Doesn't want to damage and have a front wing after changing it already from what seemed to be his own mistake at the hotel section. A lot of overspeed. He's going to make a dive. He does go after his customer team. Yep. Oh, there might have been a bit of contact there, or a bit of sliding from Mavi.
Indeed, he is pushing hard right now. Adric is getting that gap up, but Mavi will have DRS, so will Kimaru, who I know loves to extend his first stint. He's very much aiming for that tire advantage coming up. We'll just see if he ends up extending that stint a little too long right now. John, on very fresh hard tires, is out lap right now. Whole grid's getting a little bit jumbled up here, but that's of course when we get some very exciting racing going on. Reaper's in a position that I really like. I'm quite fancying his chances here right now. He is extending that stint. I imagine
That is
I imagine
it'll be an incredible flex from him if he's got the confidence that he can win this race from starting last on the grid. That is a power move. I don't know. Just if I was at this moment, I would be so scared if I was Corvix,
Oh yeah.
because Corvix, he is simply he is the fastest one here before we've found Reaper, and that's to be honest, at the moment it's not even a battle. If Reaper actually qualified and put a time in to actually put him somewhere decently like higher up on the grid, he's not even battling. He's just wiping the floor with them.
Indeed. Currently, Corvix is eating into that gap as Reaper's bidding. This will surely
Interesting
be
to see
for
where he
medium,
comes out.
but he will have quite a bit of time to make up ground and quite a bit of pace to do it as well, if we're judging from the lap times that were coming out for them as the Williams crew gets on those tires.
And it looks like Adrake is also coming into the pit as well. There was a bit of a weird moment on the exit of turn 9 when I was on board with Mavi, where it looked like the Alpine went off the circuit and then retook position. So I'm not quite sure if the stewards were particularly like that one, if it gets reported, as we have a Navi yellow flag again underneath the hotel section.
Indeed, that is for Lynx, who is just not having a good race out there, if we have to be completely honest about it, which we do.
But to be honest, you have to keep going, because every single lap you do, every corner you make, this is practice. He's going to build himself up. He was saying, I think he was saying about how he was a bit more confident on the wheel, and this is only his first proper time that he's done racing on the wheel. He will build upon that. He needs to keep going, not give up, keep practicing, and he will be there.
Oh, I agree. It's very good to get it in. It's just, like, especially if he's turned down assists, that's just getting used to it and getting as much time as he can. And you know what? Honestly, that looked like some NASCAR racing between Kimaru and Adrake for a moment.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend any bump drafting here in Formula One with these open cockpits and open wheels and stuff. Yeah, that's it looks like he's going to try and do it again, although it looks like he's going a bit more sideways through turn 9 there, but he's getting very, very close into turn 12.
Oh,
He's
he
on the
got alongside. He's
inside.
there. Kimaru gives a little bit of a squeeze. I don't know if he left enough room.
It looks like he's trying to go up the inside again at turn 14. I think he's going to try and make a move again into the last corner. He's going to try and go around the outside. No.
Yeah, Kimaru cuts off that line a little bit. Adrake is going to have a chance in the turn 1 with the run right now. He
The
gets
medium
alongside.
tyres, the brand new medium tyres on there, only 1 lap older than Kamaru. But the medium tyres providing the traction and the grip to actually make moves in places that we didn't think would be possible today.
No. Unlike some other Sauber drivers, that one got alongside. Unfortunately, it was the Alpine right there.
And he's trying to break the toe as well for Kamaru, going all the way to the left. I don't think he's trying to yield. I think he's trying to break the toe. A lot of overspeed as well, does bail out of it. But perhaps you want to hold on and try and make the overtake here. If you've got the confidence to go around the outside or even the inside of turn 9.
Excuse, I do have to cut in because Sierra is in the pits right now. It's another set of medium tires. Reaper sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far, but that is also huge for Reaper, because it means that the Williams driver will not have to deal with this Red Bull in a way. He could just focus on putting in the lap times and eating up the 16 seconds he has the Corvettes right now.
In third position, starting last on the grid, extending his first stint, his hard compound tyres, and now putting on those medium compound tyres. He could really win this race.
He could.
Providing there's no safety car that allows, actually to be honest, even with a safety car, and if they all put soft compound tyres on right at the very end, Reaper, my money's on him.
Zero is very close to his teammate as they exit out of the pits. We'll see if there's any kind of championship jockeying going on, or if they'll just race each other right now.
Lenny is going to be trying to extend his tyres for as long as possible to try and get to the end of this race. Sierra has just put on new boots. They're going to make a move. In fact, they do through turn 9 right there. So that's the wise move. And then if they can't catch the drivers ahead and they're still close together, I would say that it's probably best that they sort of switch positions back. Give Lenny as many points as possible in order to try and take this championship.
Indeed. We'll see if they do that. I know a lot of the folks here don't really like team orders all that much. We'll see if they start playing strategy here, or if they just decide to let it go on track.
But they have been the strongest team here. They may not have the two strongest drivers, but they have the strongest pairing. They are on top of the constructors at the moment. And both drivers have led the drivers' championship in turn as well. When Lenny Lenny had some issues in Las Vegas, and Syrah was there to pick up the pieces, he then took the championship. Of course, that has swung back to Lenny, but the two of them are unstoppable. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some team orders at the end of this race if they can't catch up to Leo and Corvix. I'm pretty certain at the rate that they're catching, they are going to be catching Mavi very shortly.
Indeed, like the fresh tires that Sierra is on does effectively allow Lenny to get a little bit of a DRS toe up the order here, and to essentially Sierra is helping out Lenny's recovery drive and damage limitation. And that damage limitation will get all the sweeter if Reaper goes on to win this Grand Prix, which he's currently 5 seconds behind Leo. That was about 6 seconds over, a little over that last lap. So Reaper has gotten those medium tires fired up, and he is pushing.
A lot tighter. There was a bit of a correction through turn 3. He is catching. I think we could see a DRS overtake here on the Ferrari from Syrah.
Indeed, maybe has 9-lap-old hard tires. There is even an advantage going...
Oh, that's no contest. No contest whatsoever. We might even see the other Red Bull coming through as well.
Indeed, Lenny gets alongside. He doesn't even need the braking zone to get past.
Syrah is going to have the traction out of here into the next DRS zone. He's not going to have DRS, but Lenny will have DRS on his teammate. Mavi will also have DRS, but Lenny will be able to use his teammate's DRS to defend and try and pull away. It'll be interesting to see if these two will be able to break away from the Ferrari and then start charging up the field back into the podium positions.
That is pretty much their only hope right now. We'll have to see if they can... Really, they're racing Leo, I think, at this point. If anyone. I do not see them catching and overtaking Razor before Razor is able to get by Leo.
I don't know, because Razor only seems to be, like... I haven't been following the times that close, but it's still about just over 5 seconds between Corvix and Razor. I don't think, if this rate continues, I don't think Razor is actually now going to be able to catch Corvix by the end of the race. He might be able to catch Leo, but I think Corvix might be out of the question now.
Yeah, that gap is shrinking to Leo at the very least. It's hard to judge if it's shrinking relative to Corvix. I think it is shrinking relative to Corvix, just not as much, because Leo's holding about steady. Corvix is falling by like a tenth or two each lap.
Oh, and Lynx has spun around again at the final corner, following the dirty yellow of Random. He is about to be lapped, I'm not quite sure if this is the first or second time, by Corvix.
I think he is going to end up being a lap down, but he was lapped before the pit stops. So, getting re-lapped, I guess.
It looks like there is now more than there's now a 2-second gap between the two Red Bull drivers.
Indeed.
So that's no longer getting any defensive. Oh, that's gone sideways. Marvy went sideways through turn 15 there. Managed to catch the car, get it pointing back in the right direction, but that'd be losing some valuable time that he had got on the now defenseless Lenny.
Indeed, that does bring him out of the DRS right now, which is crucial for Lenny trying to hold on as best he can. Sierra has been unleashed. Razor's closing into Leo. Corvix is probably good. I do agree, Corvix is probably out of the question right now, but the Williams is surely gonna be fighting that Merc very soon.
The rear end of that Ferrari is all over the place, going through all of these very tight 90-degree corners. I wouldn't want to be driving Marvy's car right now. As we see Skylar being overtaken by A-Drake, who has a penalty. Skylar seemingly pitting at the same time as Marvy, both on 11 lap old hards. I was just about to make a comment on randoms, I think 10 lap old softs, but he is just coming for a pit and he's put on some new medium tyres.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the strategy decisions have been in terms of randoms camp, but it is... Well, it's been quite random, I suppose. We're now on medium tires. 7 laps to go. Not sure. Guess they just didn't have a set of softs. Very odd choice, I would say, and that might cost them the gap to Lynx.
So we got a bit of a reprieve here at the moment. We have Razor, which is now only 2.5 seconds off Leo for second position. We also have Skylar, which seems to be catching A-Drake, or lost the position to A-Drake, but might be able to sort of get back into the DRS and pull himself along. Struggled to complete the turn at turn 5 there. And then where else have we got a little bit of a battle? Marvy is still trying to regain DRS on the back of Lenny as well for 5th position, provided we don't see any big accidents at the moment. I think most of these are pretty set and done. We might see Marvy and Skylar pit very late on. If they get a big enough gap and they want to go for the fastest lap, do we award points for the fastest lap here again?
We do.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, A-Drake might try and sorry, not A-Drake, Marvy might try and pit for the fastest lap with 18 seconds. I'm not quite sure how long a pit stop is here, but it's on new boots and with a time penalty from A-Drake, which I can't actually see what it is. What is that time penalty?
Only a 3 second if I had to guess from just the track limits.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
track
3
limit
time penalty for
penalties
both.
when I thought there would be today.
I wonder how many of those have been from pit lane, as we see a Ferrari slow again in the chicane between the 2 DRS zones.
Yep. This time I think he's just letting by some lapping cars.
The gap between Razor and oh no, that was a blue flag, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, blue flag moment right there between Sierra and the Alpine over there, and then there's another Ferrari that is going to be right on by.
The gap between Razor and Leo is now 1.5 seconds, another half a second, which I think could very easily be gained. And well, Leo's a goner. with the, although to be honest, 12 lap old hards versus 9 lap old mediums. The mediums will have a shorter life than the hards, so it'd be interesting to see what the tyre wear is like on both cars, and it might be sort of like equaling out at this point as the Ferrari stays way off the racing line, look like almost coming out the pit lane, if I wasn't mistaken, letting the Red Bull pass as he should.
It is It's getting very close as we are ending this race right now. Between
The gap
Razor
between
and
second
Leo.
and third is now 1.2 seconds. It's falling.
Random and Lynx having some positional changes, but I think Lynx went off again.
And we've got a yellow flag again, I assume from Lynx, as the Ferrari looks to be very close to the Red Bull.
Indeed. Oh, right nose to tail. Could almost make a technical speck of the rear wing from that one.
And we're now down to below a second between second and third.
Indeed. Sierra
Zero
has a
Dragon
time
gets
penalty.
3-second time penalty.
I don't think that's going to come into play here, but Random has gotten to Leo right now.
Random.
Or Reaper.
I'll be quite impressed if Random managed to catch up to Leo right now.
Indeed. Well, apparently, according to my timing tower, I am sure this is wrong, but Random is half a tenth from John. Looking
As
at
we
the
have
track
a yellow.
map, that is incorrect.
Yeah.
We now have a Navi yellow flag underneath the hotel section where Ferrari has stopped. I imagine that is Lynx.
Razor is right on the gearbox. That Mercedes.
Is he going to try and make the overtake, or is he just going to hang back into the last lap? I think he's a bit too far away still to
he
get.
pulls to the
but he does
outside.
move on
Leo's
the
gone
outside.
defensive. He's used up his battery. There's some lights flashing, but Leo is holding the inside line right now. Random has Reaper has traction. They're fighting safety car.
Wow! Was that from the Ferrari on the start-finish line? I don't know
think
who
so.
was in the lead when the safety car was called, but Leo has managed to get ahead of Reaper. Of course he would. They're all going to put on compound tyres now. No! Oh no, Reaper is also coming to the pit, it looks like. No, he stayed out!
That's a brave call right now. He is going to get ahead of Corvix, though. Oh, I love this call.
If I'm not mistaken, the safety car will probably come in at the end of this lap, regardless of if he has a queue of cars behind him. So is Reaper counting on the fact that he will be able to basically push the safety car around the circuit before Leo can catch up?
Indeed. We'll see. Corvix managed to get out just ahead. Just ahead. That was very close in terms of positions right there. Reaper might even have a chance.
I don't understand this. Apart from Skylar, who's pitted, who probably wanted to get rid of those very old hard compound tyres, and of course Mavi is also pitted. With only 3 laps to go, and the fact that everyone is pitting right now, I think it should have been stay out. You would have gained so many positions, and you wouldn't have had to waste so much time in the pit lane if you just stayed out and kept track position. It's 3 laps to go. You're not catching up to the back of this safety car.
Yeah, this is exclusively a quirk of the game right here.
Yes, but you have to take that into account.
Indeed. Like, I'm just more providing the context that there is a quirk of the game where it does force a couple of racing laps at the end, if it can. There is actually an edge case to this with F2, where if your session is more than an hour long and you have a safety car at the hour mark, it will actually end under safety car. But in normal cases, it does not, as FRL is once again away.
Oh no, wait, what happened there? No, Reaper stayed out. It looked like someone went into the pits behind the safety car. Apparently not. So Reaper is going to lose position to Leo.
Yeah, he's going to be in trouble here right now. Leo will have a chance.
It looked like an Alpine went a bit funny on the last corner as well, as Leo goes around the outside. Was there a bit of contact? I don't think there was between the two Mercedes-powered cars, but it does get around the outside turn 5.
Waving, but that is a Ferrari just letting everyone by. John has a time penalty right now. Sierra, keep in mind, does have a time penalty. Reaper is just going to have to try to hold on to this podium position with everything he has in those medium tires. He went for the gamble and the track position. It did not pay out for him specifically. Corvix, meanwhile, holding a 2-second lead, but what an incredible drive from the Williams driver right now, but it is going to start to come undone. The two Red Bulls side by side. That's going to give Reaper a little bit of breathing room. Sierra determined to stay ahead right now. There
Oh,
aren't any
you know, Malvi had to sort of avoid a bit, take his foot off the throttle when it looked like Lenny was about to, well, brake test him, not intentionally. But I don't know what Reaper has done here. He's managed to hold them off for as long as possible. It looks like we've now got the Ferrari again.
There was almost nose-to-tail contact between the two Red Bulls. The teammates getting close right now, and the Red Bulls are fighting once again. It's gonna be 3 wide into turn 3. That Williams, turn 5. That Williams holding the extreme inside of the hairpin, but he is going to lose positions to the soft tire runners. That is going to be how he ends right now in P6, but a very well done race. He might actually get P5 from Sierra. Ooh! Get side by side through the chicane, but you could just see the traction Fresh Soft give you as the last lap of the race is finishing up right now. Corvix has 2 seconds. He made the right call. He was able to get into the pits when he could. I think it was actually a little fortunate with the safety car timing there that he could pit. If he was past the line there, could have ran into trouble, given how quick this safety car was. But Corvix is going to cross the line and win in Abu Dhabi. Leo's
there's a bit of contact between the two Red Bulls, and it looks like Sierra goes off the circuit. Lenny takes 3rd position. Mavi takes 4th position. With the time penalties, we'll have to see if any of those are actually valid or not. Yep. But Sierra down to 6th position, finishing 4th on the circuit.
Yeah, Reaper in 5th. An incredible drive finished off by the reserve driver. Sierra in 6th, down a couple places. Lenny had a good recovery drive for what it's worth. Why is Reaper listed as DNFing? I don't know. Reaper should be in 5th. That's a bug. And that's the race. Alright.
Well, that was beginning to be a little bit boring partway through that. And then suddenly everything just flared back up in the last 3 laps. Right. I understand that you need to go now.
Yep, I gotta go.